Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Late video today guys, but there's a lot to learn. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is just for educational purpose only, nothing is financial advice. Alright guys, another big day trading for earning setups, another big huge day for the earning runners. A lot of sectors, a lot of action in the market right now. The hot sectors, quantum, nuclear, those are selling off. Rare earth are selling off. Gold was selling off. So market is full of opportunities right now. If you are a trader and if you are using Ripster Cloud system, if you're using my teachings, you are literally killing these setups. So much range, so many opportunities to stocks, options, futures. There's a lot going on the market. We will cover all that. Lot to cover, but I will try to go fast and make sure show you guys how we traded this, why the market is hot, how you can find these hot sectors, hot stocks, either bullish or bearish, how you can trade those. So stay tuned. You can skip ahead of the introduction and go direct to the recaps, but I'm just going to do a quick introduction for anybody's new to our YouTube, new to our community, or new to my X accounts or our X accounts. All right, so we trade a repeatable system. We trade a repeatable system called Ripster EMA Cloud System. The system also includes a lot of the education, a lot of my teachings, a lot of my concepts that I teach every day. Thousands of traders across the world to use the system to trade consistently in the stock market. System is how you trade, and setup is what you trade. So your system tells you when to enter, when to exit, and all that, but your setup is your trades that you need to find out what you're going to trade those. So that's what we're going to discuss here today and show you how we find those setups. So every morning in the pre-market, me and my team, we make a plan for the day. We have earning, this is earning season, so you will see a lot of earning plays, and we highlight them as a red. Our top focus is always in red. Then we have trade index stocks, and then we have upgrades and downgrades. We trade those setups as well, and we make an initial plan. We have a support level, resistance level. If it's an MTF cloud, it tells us about that. And then we have initial game plan, how I tell the traders what they're going to do, what they should have a bias, what should be our initial bias, how are we going to trade that. And that's what I'm going to show you in my recaps as well. And we follow this initial rules, and we can always change our bias based upon what our system is telling us. In addition to that, we also trade something called Ripster Day 2 Day 3 setups, Day 2 Day 3 strategy. This was huge today on OKLO, on MP, QUBT, a lot of those nuclear plays. It was ASTS, a lot of so that what was hot yesterday, what was moving yesterday, and you do not miss it. So day 2 day 3 strategy is very important today. It was a big part of what we did today, so we are going to recap as that as well. Day 2 day 3 strategy. We also trade futures. We provide the futures levels to the traders every day. We'll talk about the gold future short. Today was a gold was short based upon our futures level that traders traded, literally killed it there. So, and we also trade indices, mag 7s. So we provide these levels and this everything to the traders in the pre-market, so they can follow this guidance and use Ripster clouds to trade consistently. In addition to that, we do provide low float lists to the traders as well. We trade low floats in low float community. BYND was pretty good low float trade that we gamma trade that we will recap there as well. We also trade IPOs. We provide that IPO list to the traders as well in the pre-market. We have a very detailed pre-market preparation so that the traders are ready for the day. If they're looking for day trades, swing trades, whatever they want to do, they're ready for their days. That's how we plan everything. I'm usually on a voice first few hours of the market open with the live screen, guiding the traders through the trade setups, where's when to long, which one is buy, which one is not a buy, where to short. So guiding, we are not an alert service, we are educational based community with live trading, trying to build consistent traders. We are one of the largest trading communities online. Thousands of traders are on our trading floor. We have a lot of free tools. We have 3-4 option scanners, stock scanner, we have hold and hold alerts, we have order flow scanners, bunch of other screen shares, breaking news squawks, fastest news in any place you will find it. And all these tools are like $500-600, which are free for everybody who's in the community. But my system is free, my education is free. I've been teaching this for over 8 years here. It's completely free, so you can learn from my free education, thousands of YouTube videos. Go to ripstereducation.com. When you're ready, when you feel like yes, you're ready to trade with the community, feel free to join the community and trade with us. Otherwise, keep learning, follow what I teach in these videos, and try to implement that so that you can find success in stock market and keep your losers small, winners big for a financial success. Anyways, let's start with the recap. I'm going to show you my timestamp recaps, how we traded all day, what were winners, what were losers, and so that you can also implement these teachings in your trades and in your trading. All right, so first I'm going to start with the earning plays. Let's see earning plays. I always teach you that whenever there's an earning play that we have traded in the past, it's always on my high watch, right? PM was one of our earning plays. EPS beat, revenue beat, support was 154, resistance 157.50. The plan in the pre-market was bearish bias to short the pops. Bearish bias to short the pops. So that was the plan. So we already had that plan, and as soon as the market opened and I saw that weakness, I told the traders short watch pops. Watch pops means short it. If you don't get a good entry, short it on the pop, right? So we short PM right out of the gate. You see 931, we shorted right out of 154, 153, and it went on to fade to 142. 100% up, 300-400% gain on the lot of options. If you're trading, if you were short the shares, $10 per share profit, you risked $2,000, you made $7,000-8,000. That was the kind of trade here. So here you can see my timestamp guidance. I showed you the pre-market planning. So we shorted, and I told the traders to move the stops break even after first 7 minutes. Then we saw a bear flag at 9:53. I told the traders bear flag, cover some short, cover 50% of your position, and once we broke from the bear flag, we covered 50% of position. It became a home run, and then it continued to fade and hit 142. Finally at 12:43, when I saw this Ripster curl, this is called a Ripster curl, I told the traders to exit the shorts. You can always play that curl setup. You put your stops right under here. Let's say you buy 1,000 shares, you're risking, let's say $1,200, but from that curl it ran all the way to 151. On 1,000 shares you made $4,000, you risked $1,200-1,300. So that was the setup. You see how clean the Ripster clouds are. We were under the 1 hour MTF setup, we are under the 50 MTF, we were under yesterday lows, we are under pre-market lows, and chart is breaking daily, weekly support, A plus short, no questions asked, take it short, trade all the way, finally close over the 512s. And you see the time when I said exit the shorts, 12:43. From that time when I told the traders to exit it, it ran all the way $5, right? So you long it. That's our repeatable 512 long setup as well. So that's how you make consistent money in the stock market. You have to hold. If I lose, let's say it bounced on me, I would have lost, let's say I have 1,000 shares, I would have lost $2,000. If 100 shares, I would have lost $200 or $300. But if I'm losing $200, then I'm letting it run and making $1,000 to make sure that even when I lose these setups which don't work, like I'll show you a setup which didn't work, you should be able to, let's actually discuss that right now. So the setup that didn't work was GE. So let's take a look at GE. So GE was a similar setup, but GE was on the long side. So GE was on the long side. Let's take a look here. So plan on GE was long right here at the open, stops under 312. So you see we longed it right at the open, 313, 314, whatever you're longing it. It broke 312 and then it broke 310. So we lost over $2 to $3 and we took a loss right when it broke 512. But if it had continued to run, we would have expected it to run to at least 320, 325. I lost $200, $300, but I would have made at least $1,000 on this trade. But our cloud system keeps us our stops tight, so we got stopped out here and took a loss and moved on. But I just showed you that a similar trade, and you're going to see the next trade, that how you keep your losers small and winners big on these earning setups. All right, so next one we're going to look at is GM. So let's take a look at GM. So GM initially was breaking the 512 cloud. That is an amateur move. Let me show you how we change our bias with the system. So GM, the plan in the pre-market was EPS beat, revenue beat, 52-week high extended in pre-market, gap and grab under 63 area. So if it broke 63, we would grab it. A gap and grab means we will short it. But you see that it broke, but it reclaimed, right? So this is the first candle. This is amateur trade. So you get out right away, take a dollar loss or whatever, wherever you're shorting, take a loss, but then you get long. So you see that we were trying to short right at the open, but then in 4 minutes I told the trader close the short, close the shorts, wait for trend now. When I see that it's going to push, I told the traders play the long calls, put your stops under this level under at 63, breakout is at 65, and as you see, so as soon as GM turned over that, you saw the breakout over 65, and I told the trader it's going to break out. Like I say, I already told that there's a breakout over 65. So you see the breakout over 65, you move your stops at 63. Initially, you move your stops up, and then we target all-time high. Also, you see this was the all-time high. If you go to your weekly or monthly chart, you will see it. You see that this was trading at the all-time highs. So it pushed from towards the all-time highs. So that's what we were. It started to trade from 62 area, but the target was all-time high. So it pushed towards this all-time high. It was at $67, and we did hit that all-time high. That's where you see the resistance, and that's when I told the traders to take some off. So you see that was almost $3 per share profit if you started from 64 to 67 and you risked $1. That's a good risk reward, good nice move on the options as well, also the shares as well. But these are another earning plays that we in the past, we just recently, American Express was a home run play. We did a JBHT, which is a home run earning plays. So you do see it every day in the earning season. You just need to catch few of these to grow your account significantly and just hold as long as they go higher. We'll be watching General Motor for day 2 and see if it holds this breakout. All right, so let's look at the nuclear and quantum stocks. I want to probably look at all of them, but I'll just focus on the nuclears. You see they sold off a lot today, right? They sold off, all of them sold off, all of them, QBTS, RGTI, everything sold off. There's an opportunity to make money there. Your puts going 300-400%, you're making multiple shares short. And why I'm saying that, right? I'm saying that because I'm trying to teach you, and it's not hindsight, right? I'm going to show you that how we traded it, how we had a plan for it. I even tweeted about it because I want the traders to understand how to do the analysis, how to do the analysis of the market, see what sector is weak, what sector is strong, so you can focus on those plays. So let's take a look. Let's go to before I show you other things, let's go to our pre-market planning here. So you see that OKLO #1 play on the day 2 setup, short under 152s. QBTS short if breaks a daily 21. MTF, QUBT, right? So you see these are NNE short under 45. So all these setups, right? And you say, yes, I gave it in the pre-market plan. There was a reason I put it at the top. Because when the trend changes, so many traders got squeezed trying to trade short OKLO when it was running high. But that's not how you do it. You need to know a system when it's time to short. If you look at OKLO, when it started to break the 1 hour MTF, that's when the bearish trend started. 1 hour MTF drop, pop, drop, pop, drop. Today, drop. It came all the way back from 200. But the traders already got squeezed trying to short it all the way up. But when the system tells you, you need to know when the sentiment changes, when the music ends. You need to know that when nobody is really interested. Maybe it rises again, but this was a time for it. When the sell-off starts, it gives you a lot of opportunities for a lot of days. So you have to trade those, right? So this morning what I said was, let me show you. So this morning, if you see my morning tweet, I said nuclear at the bottom of barrel. This is how I analyze. I have my analysis set up that you can also put on your trading view. I see that NLR was the weakest sector right at the open. Whole market was relatively flat, but nuclear was weakest. That's why I told the traders that it's a short. OKLO is a short. All short. Nuclear short. SMR short. NNE short. From our day 2 plan. Always follow the NLR ETF. And to know that, so look at that. I don't really need to recap anything. OKLO was just insane short today, all day long. So yeah, so OKLO was a leader. If you shorted 150 psychological level, at 136, and the puts went 150 puts went really crazy, and you don't really need to size too much. Just buy a few that you are comfortable with. You don't really have to go crazy sizing on these. 150 puts went from $5 to $15. Even if you had one or two, that was a good trade. There was a good daily profit. So same from the quantum stocks. You can see QUBT, QBTS, everything sold off as from the pre-market planning. You can see I can pause the screen and you can go through it, and you can see what was the plan on QBTS, QUBT, all top day 2, day 3 winners, right? So what do you learn from it? You need to stay focused on anything that making a big moves recently. This is our day 2, day 3 strategy. You need to use Ripster clouds, the MTF clouds, to understand, is it a long or is it a short. You need to put your levels and you buy the puts, short the shares. Whatever you do, you will make consistent trades, but you need to keep your sizes in control, because system can only do so much. If you're not following the system is clearly short all day, there's no long. But if you panic on a little bounce, don't respect the system, yes, you're not going to make those home runs. So you need to teach yourself to follow the system with confidence, but always do this sector analysis, find what is the sentiment, what is the weakest sector or the strongest sector. We're going to talk about few other sectors today as well, but beautiful trades, so many opportunities in quantum and nuclear shorts today. So the other sector which was strong today was rare earth. I've been talking about the rare earth for some time now. Rare earth was really pumping recently when there was this whole big deal with China, but since then it has been weak, and we will trade it long. A lot of emotional traders were like coming at me that, oh, we're buying the dips, nothing is too low. Literally traders got killed buying MP. Rare earth was selling off. I was tweeting and some people were trying to hate on me, or like, why you're saying that. Yeah, no, we trade the system. When it was long, we were long MP, and I told in the pre-market plane clearly I told it, watch all the rare earth. I was a little late, so I could not put the levels, but my traders already know the levels, right? It was there. We know that. And I was on the voice, I told them. And, it's breaking down under the 20 MTF short. It's breaking the bear flag short. Buy the puts, hold as long as the cloud holds. And just trade it, the short. I did tweet about it as well. I tweeted to the traders in as well. I tweeted that to the traders. I tweeted that it's so many opportunities there. You can see CRML, USAR. Make sure you have this list of your sectors, and so that you can short them. Somebody like they are like they were mad, like why I'm saying this, because they are long and they're trying to be long. Look at this guy, right? So he said we are long now, right? So he was long right here when he was mad at me. And how much money did he lose? I don't care how good your trade is, but if you're down $5 buying something and you're down like 10% instantaneously, that's not a good swing trading. That's not what we do. And we will long it if when it turns, when the sector turns, but we have no interest to try to long it as long as it's bearish. We have no interest to find the bottoms. We are more interested to find high probability. Don't look for the bottoms. Don't look for the cheap. Look for higher probability for your trade to work. Right? Look at the daily chart. Do your analysis. Look at how much it has run recently. Look at where can we see the recovery, where we can bounce. Don't get trapped. I would ideally would have loved this little flush to the 50 MTF, 71 support, and curl it back up. But anyways, the point is, understand the macro, understand the fundamentals, understand the theme, understand the sector. Right now, these hype sectors are selling off, so you make money on the downside. You short them and understand their weak sectors, and you can pick any stock in the sector and you can profit for that. So always do your sector analysis. You are doing a swing trading, investing, whatever you're doing, do your sector analysis, right? Just like I showed you in the those quantums and nuclears, which we were long. I even told as an investing long last year, and it's thousands of percent since I tell them long. But doesn't mean you have to be always long. When it's time to sell, you sell it. When it's time to short, you short it. When it's time to long, you long it. But make sure you do the sector analysis and you know your themes, you know your stocks, you know your sectors. So next one similarly is gold, right? So gold, we're gonna talk about gold. Let's talk about futures, or we can even look at. I've been tweeting about this as well, that when gold sells, you go long on leverage ETFs like GLL or Dust. You can long GLL when gold sells off. You can long Dust ETF, or you can just trade the gold futures how we trade in the community. I gave these levels in the morning. My team 420, 490. Amazing work today, my team there. And once this levels break and Ripster clouds are telling you it's a short, you short it. Right? Breaking the pre-market lows, you short it, or you long the leverage ETF long. The gold as a sector is weak. You go short silver. Whatever you like to short, you short it because the sector is weak. Reduce the Ripster clouds. Look, once the Ripster clouds broke, you could short futures right here as soon as the Ripster MTF cloud breaks. Look at that. Gold futures completed the Ripster MTF cloud magnet from one MTF to the other MTF. Gold completed the Ripster MTF cloud magnet, and there's an opportunity to make money, and that's why a lot of traders were doing it in the community, as well a lot of my followers who follow the system. So it doesn't matter you trade futures, doesn't matter you trade commodities, doesn't matter you trade stocks. The system that I teach you does work. Make sure you learn it. Tell everybody else who is struggling to learn it. It's free to learn. This doesn't take any money. I have made and lost enough money in the market that I know how to help you guys succeed and shorten your learning curve. I probably have lost in a single day that probably people don't make in their lives, right? So I always talk about my losers more than my winners. People have seen my winners on social media, all that, because at the end of it matters is, do you have a working system or not? If not, one big loser can wipe you out. Don't let that be. Make sure you learn the system, what I'm teaching you today about sector analysis in your trading, swing trading, investing. Use it, master it, and find success. All right, so let's go through quickly some other setups here. Let's go through Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was a good long in the morning, nothing special. It's just a huge gazillions of shares in the float. But Coca-Cola, the plan was bullish bias to long as 70 holds. And Coca-Cola, I told the traders to long it versus 70 right at the open. It ran from that 70.70 to 71.20. Just 40-50 cents, right? Nothing too much to talk about this one, because this one just doesn't have the range, but was definitely a good trade there. All right, so next one we're going to look at is Apple. So Apple was a trade right at the open. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple was like a breakout long right at the open. 512 calls, take a long right there, 931, and by 10 a.m. it hit 265. We got $3 and 10 a.m. we take profit, and the breakout didn't fail because hold too much, so it was a consolidation day today. But there was a trade at open you could take, and that's what was in the pre-market planning. Apple, Goldman Sachs, and there was a news, and the plan was to, if 262 holds, curl back to 264, the breakout over previous day high. So beautiful trade there on Apple. So there were some other setups as well on earnings. There was a Triple M was a good setup on earning. RTX was a good setup. It was just insane opportunities in the day. So we didn't trade a lot of things. Triple M was a long setup. Let's take a look here. Traders were on top of it. Triple M choppy pre-market, short if breaks 156. Support is at 154. But it kind of reclaimed, similar to General Motors. It went to 512 reclaim, and there was a breakout at there was a breakout at that pre-market highs, and then a lot of traders were already long. Lalit and many other traders, they were already long on that, and the Triple M ran all day. So you see, this is where cloud turns, and this is where it breaks out, similar to GM. We also traded RTX. That was a good one too, again from the pre-market planning. So you can see that RTX gap and crap under 68. If 168 holds, you long it, and you see that it was a long right off the gate into 10 a.m. So remember, a lot of times you will see the opposition happening at 10 a.m. All right, so next one we're going to look at is a CRM. CRM was a beautiful trade today. CRM, the thing on the CRM was it ran a lot yesterday. So CRM was our day 2 setup, right? So CRM, because it had ran so much yesterday, so CRM was a day 2 setup, long over yesterday highs, curls or 512 curls. This was the plan on CRM. And as soon as I saw that CRM pushing, I told the traders that CRM is a good day 3 long setup, and I told the trader it's flagging for the next leg up. And you can see that CRM was it just flagged right here, and it pushed, broke out right out of that, and ran all the way. So it was a beautiful trade. A lot of traders, you could put your stops here. This was the breakout. You had to plan it, right? It was our plan. Some traders took 200% here. Chetan took 200%. Sam did really good on that one. Ryan took 70% on that. I'm just trying to show you that how traders are, actually we don't do really P&Ls in the community, but because we focus on the system. So I'm trying to show you that how traders are capitalizing on the teachings that the big movers like CRM, which was a beautiful move, we were trading it because CRM was our setup for the day 2, day 3 setup. All right, so let's look at next one. So next one we're going to look at is BYND. So BYND used to be, it's money losing. It's the company's losing money a lot. Not really. It's like a meat. It's like you put the money, there is no bottom, so it's a money losing company, right? So that's why there was a short and all that. It got shorted all to the 50 cents. Now when it goes to the 50 cents, the market cap was 45 million, and at that time, and there was too many shorts in it. The retail came there, and it's a penny stock and 50 cents at 45 million market cap. Still, it's quite low at that of 45 million. Even I talked about on Twitter that we can't see the move. Anyways, it started to move. It started to push over the Ripster clouds, like you see this. Started to push over those Ripster 3450 clouds, and you see as it started to push up. Today was on our game plan. It was on a lot of our watch list today, not just one. We had on our low float watch list, we had it on our game plan, morning game plan. Beyond Meat, long above 2.3, long as 2 holds. If it goes to $1.70, you long there. So what did it do? It went to $2. You see that? It went to $2, a little under $2, but it's bounced from 34.50. So there's where the traders are taking it long. I did a webinar quite some time back on the low floats, how to trade those low floats for the low float traders, which was pretty good. So once you see this holding, and this is the breakout, and then you see the squeeze. And now a lot of traders, and we were a lot of traders trading in the community. We talked about gamma. Whole our floor was on top of it. When you see these kind of crazy dips and bounce, this is where they trap the shorts, because everybody is thinking that's going to dump. It's overvalued, this blah blah blah. It doesn't really matter. It's a supply demand trade. It's not about fundamentals. It's not about anything else. As long as the market makers or the market wants to hold it, it will hold. So these are hype stocks, short squeeze stocks, retail stocks. You trade the system. Our Ripster cloud system is holding 34.50. We will hold it as long as it holds. And I told the traders that we are trapping the shorts, and we were trapping the shorts all day long. And even Mikshu and many other traders explained the gamma squeeze element, because there's an option flow on it, and when option flow is there, a lot of options are cheap. Market makers sell them, they become net short, they have to buy to cover their short. So you see those squeezes. I have explained these mega movers in pretty big detail, how the parabolic movers work, the supply demand trade. So you should watch that. Yeah, so I did put out a tweet as well on a float mechanics. You can go there and read this tweet in detail. It explains how these moves work, so that right? I don't have time as time is ending, otherwise I would have explained in detail about how these moves work, when you need to stay in. For now, just use the Ripster clouds. As long as Ripster clouds hold, you swing it. Worst case, use 1 hour Ripster clouds, and when it breaks, you get out, right? So just use the psychological levels. and don't just get blindly bullish or blindly bearish because of what others are saying, right? Yeah, because when the whole world thinks something, it never happens. This doesn't mean you can't long it. We long it, we make money, but we do it based upon our system. We do not blindly do anything. Oh, this is going to 10 because this is the next game EMC. No, we don't do that, right? When the whole world thinks something, it never happens. All right, so yeah, late videos today, running short. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you learned something from it. Take care. Bye bye.